this is gonna be a get ready with me type thing, and it's just for fun, just because I'm just kind of feeling it. Something I've been wanting to do, something that I have felt too lazy to do, or not feeling myself enough to do, if that makes sense. And also because of the horrendous, horrible, terrible, awful background noise that we have been enduring as a family for the past I don't know how long. And that is especially and particularly the construction on basically any side of my house. All four corners of my house, four sides, whatever, includes construction sound effects. So you will be hearing that during the duration of the video. So sorry. Out of my hands, out of my control. Plus, there might be grandkids on and off. You might be able to hear that on and off. And grandkids, as in my niece, my nephews, whatever. What else? My dad is usually on a conference call this time of day. My brother Dakota, he's mature enough to know how to be quiet during a vlog like this, for example. Anyway, I don't know how long I've been talking. I'm scared to find out. But yeah, and I don't know what to do with this chair. I don't know. Is that okay? Is that aesthetically pleasing to the eye? I don't know. Anyway, so this is going to be like a chit-chat type thing. Again, just because. I don't know. There's not really a reason for it. So I will stop blabbering while I can't, because the point of a chit-chat is to blabber and talk for too long. Cute, Emily, cute. Oh, these things. I never wear this when I get ready, but for the sake of a video, because you would have to see my face for a video like this. I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we'll do that. I won't tell you products because, one, I will probably forget to tell you the vast majority of the products. I might get through a few of them and just forget and just keep talking like over myself and just forget to mention that, so I won't even try, I won't even start. But by the way, most of them are by Maybelline. Hopefully you guys can see me. I've tried this angle before, as in like I would turn the camera on only to turn it off just to be sure that you could kind of see me. Does that make sense? Sometimes words are just very hard. Anyway, so this is gonna be like probably a long-winded, so sorry for that. Just chit chat, as I said. So basically about random things and stuff and thoughts and feelings. And by the way, my OCD is very specific about my face, like the order that I do things and how long I apply the makeup. So if that annoys you, I'm very, very sorry. So this is foundation, my friends, just in case you were wondering. I'm in such a weird A mood today. Anyway, oh, by the way, we have our little friend here. Can you see him? Yes? Okay. Anyway, what to talk about first? Well, very exciting news. I have been able to sell a lot on Poshmark. A lot. I've been really going through my clothes, and it's been over time just because there's a lot to go through, a lot of clothes to part with, and it's just been a journey. It has been very interesting, and I started with sweaters, and that went surprisingly well. I thought it would go all downhill from there, from the first category I went through, which was sweaters, but it actually went okay, so that was cool. So, fun fact, my Poshmark is a major success these days. As I said, very exciting news. And the sound effects continue. So much fun. Anyway, what else? Oh, and I don't know what this look will be. I do have a little sneak peek here. I do have this festival, so fancy. I've never been to a festival, but it's not too late to go someday, sometime. Yeah, but just this really pretty eyeshadow palette that I rarely use because I'm not as bold with my makeup looks, and I just go with the same old, just more natural, everyday kind of look. I would wait for the construction to pass, but the thing is, it does not pass, and it tends to last for too long. I can rhyme on Dr. Seuss. Again, a very strange mood today. Sorry for that. I don't even know if you're still here. But anyway, by the way, blush is probably my favorite. Mascara is fun too, but I really like that blush. Although it's too tan and bronzy for me, I probably need a new one. Anyway, and then I just did the highlighter, also on the nose as well. So yeah, that's like the 3-step face that I do. I don't do primer, anything fancy, whatever. Yeah, so that's what I do. I also don't do brows, and my dad is communicating, and now my brother is too. Anyway, so yeah, I talked about Poshmark. I don't know why I felt the need to bring all that up, but I did. What will today's look be? Will it be fairy, princess? Will it be, I do not know. Maybe that, maybe that. Anyway, so what's been on my mind, especially and most of all, has been school and anxiety, and my anxiety in school. And it's ironic because I want to be a teacher, as you probably know, and I find kids a lot less intimidating, even though they can be crazy and out there and a bit much. But anyway, a lot less scary than people my own age. And that is social anxiety. And it's just exhausting. And I've had it my whole entire life, and I wasn't diagnosed or treated until I was a freshman in high school. I'm not trying to flip you off in any way. I hope that's not coming across that way. Um, anyway, so my anxiety has always been a struggle and the hardest thing in my life, and it's a very hard thing because it does affect every part of your life. It makes you scared of appointments, certain errands, people, your own species. You can even be nervous during any conversation, even with a friend or someone you really care about, someone you're almost supposed to be comfortable with. So, yeah, errands, appointments, especially phone calls. Phone calls drive me crazy, and I just really avoid them. Anxiety is the avoidance of things. I won't get too into that because I'll sound like an utter, total, complete nerd, but, and again, I tend to really go over the same things. That's the OCD in me. So that was like a nice pinky mauve kind of purple, and here is more of a like aqua blue green, I think. I don't know if you've ever done this kind of look before. Maybe I'll take pictures after. Maybe you will never see this because this really might turn out and be a terrible fail. Who knows? But anyway, where was I in my ranting and rambling? See, this is why I'm not a beauty guru. I have other talents, right? Like my book, for example. But I will get to that. Oh, I used the wrong finger. Pay attention, Emily. Yeah, so school, I have 8 classes left. 5 are this semester, 2 the next, and then 1 the following. My grand finale semester was that the proper math. 5, 6, 7, 8. There we go. So yeah, I'm really, really excited. The senioritis is legit and real and very annoying and obnoxious, but just knowing how close I am, that the light at the end of the tunnel, the end goal is so close and everything, I'm really grateful for that, and the support of my parents has really helped. If I didn't live so close to BYU, Idaho, and if I didn't live at home, I don't think I could do school, and that's a really sad fact, and it's hard to acknowledge that, but I can see that in myself just right now with my anxiety and my anxiety in certain areas. Should I have grabbed like a baby wipe? Anyway, I don't know. Maybe I needed more of that. No, I'll do this. Yeah, so I'm just really grateful and glad to be home, and I think it's really helped with a lot of things. And with school, I haven't been to school like in an actual classroom for like a year and a half since COVID hit last year, like March-ish, when BYUI went remote. And because remote and online classes have been available, I really took advantage of that. And as a person very introverted who has social anxiety, who prefers online and performs really well online, not to toot my own horn and pat myself on the back, but it's easier for me to learn online and independently rather than in a classroom. I feel like I'm going to be called on or say the wrong thing or not have the answer, and I just feel like my face will turn red and I'll just feel embarrassed and awkward and uncomfortable, and it's just not a fun feeling to be feeling. And that was some white on the inner corners, so it's really like sparkly fairy like. I hope it doesn't look just, you might not see me for a second, but I'm still talking, I'm still here. This is just the eyeliner, which I haven't done in weeks and probably months, so who knows how this will be. Anyway, I hope I'm not coming across negative. I have a lot of feelings, and I have a lot to say, and I don't know if I'll post this. But, yeah, just thinking about school and the end goal and the result, which will allow me to teach. And I've really done most of my education online. And for someone doing education, that may come across as a big shock and surprise, because you would think to teach in a classroom, you have to be in a classroom yourself. And I'm scared of being a student. I'm not scared of the idea of teaching. I've been a nanny to 2 kids, a girl and a boy, kind of crazy kids. And then I was also a home care aide to a boy with severe autism who would lash out, and it was kind of a scary environment some days. And then I would teach kids at church on and off for a few years, and it could sometimes be a crazy group of kids at church. So I feel like I have enough experience to have an idea of just the imagination of what a classroom will be like, and I don't start practicums until like next week. Not until next week, that sounds like it's so far out, but that's coming really, really soon, and I've been doing steps to get there. I did a background check a bit ago that involved fingerprinting, and then I get my name tag here pretty soon. That's fun, and it says Miss McAllister on it. So cute. I've never been called that in my whole life until like now. So I have 2 practicums this semester, 1 L-Ed, 1 middle school, that's English, and then next semester I have 1, then the next semester I have 1, and then student teaching is a year from this fall, if that makes sense. So yeah, I'm still here. I'm just really excited for it, and I've been actually kind of questioning if I'm on the right path and on the right track, if this is what I'm meant to do. And the thing is, I feel good about it and passionate in this, and I've enjoyed my experience in this opportunity so much so far, and I can't imagine myself doing anything else. And I love to spend time with the grandkids, even though they can be very loud and obnoxious and too much sometimes, but I just think that it will be a really good thing for me, and it will help me to stretch and to grow. And I'm just like, we're just going crazy with this. But it's just, I don't know, I feel like it's kind of a calling, and I won't get too corny or cheesy in this, but just, I feel like it's something that will mean a lot to me, and I really want to change and bless lives, and I hope to be able to do that as a teacher. And now I'm getting really corny and cheesy. But anyway, I think I've talked enough about that, but I really could talk about that for a really long time, because it means a lot to me. And something else that means a lot to me, though, is my book, Grandma Rose. So, one second. Grandma Rose, I came up with the idea during the start of COVID, and I guess the inspiration was because COVID allowed me to be home a lot and just to think. So I could think and ponder and be curious, just contemplate everything if I wanted, and I did. And inspiration, definitely my grandparents. I just imagined a crazy old grandma, just crazy, very much herself, out there, quirky, hilarious, just her. And that's how Grandma Rose was born. And for that year and a few months, I just worked and worked and worked at it. At first, it was every single day. I was very consistent, very engrossed in the story. Then I would take breaks, then it would feel like a fallout, and then I would return back. And it's good to have breaks in your hobby so that you don't lose that fire and that steam that you have, that love for that thing. And so I'm just really glad that it happened. Like, it's been a really good year. If I think about it, this has probably been one of the best years of my whole entire life. I mean, anxiety for so much of my life, like all my life. And then high school, I felt like I was all over the place, and I was just either depressed or anxious, just not healthy, not feeling myself. And then, I don't know, out of high school, away from high school, I was getting well again, and then I went through a hard time again, and then just my relationships, my friendships, I wasn't smart with those things. And then I'm like, okay, it's important who I surround myself with, but it's also important that I surround myself with self-love. And again, with another pep talk, like to me, from me, and a corny, cheesy thing to say, but I just think it's really important to know yourself well. And I'm pretty intuitive and self-aware, and I know what I can do, what I can't do, and what I need. I need a lot of introvert time and a lot of creativity. That's a part of why I'm doing this thing that we have right here, right now. Just being creative, just trying to like push and press myself. And I think it's really healthy and good to do that because you find out more about yourself and you just get to know yourself even more. And the whole point of this life, I don't know where I was really going with all this, but the whole point of this life is to find out who you are and try to create the you that you want, someone that you're proud of, someone that you can love and take care of. And I don't know, I'm trying to do that. And the rest of my year, like last year, December started with seeing some really important people in my life. And then I saw two other great friends, two of my great girlfriends. One I met at church and at BYUI, and then the other one I met at work last year at my office job. And they're some of my best friends, really close, good friends. And I don't know, it's just really important who I have in my life. And I just really need those people who I love and who I care about, and those people who I know love and care about me as well. And I'm done with toxic people. I'm done with feeling hurt. I'm done with having to give and give and give and not receive or feel that care back. So that's what I've decided. And I've just decided to really work on myself and kind of put myself first, not in like a bratty way, but just to really test my creativity and my independence, like with my writing, my vlogs, what I'm doing right now, just going through stuff in my life, like even my clothes. That's a big thing for me. It sounds really stupid, but just things like that, the big things, the small things, they all add up. And yeah, the rest of my year, like Grandma Rose obviously was a big thing, and it's available on Amazon if you're wondering, if you're curious, you know. Um, so I'm just really grateful for Grandma Rose, and I'm really proud that that's my first book. I was thinking that Jeremy was going to be my first one, and it was an interesting take on like a very well-known story, and I won't get too into that because I kind of want it to be a surprise and I want to keep you guys in suspense. I've talked about it a little bit, but not in depth to where you will get a good idea of how it is, how the story goes. But I will return to that book eventually. It's just Grandma Rose, I wanted my first work to be very kind and just have a really big heart and just glow. A book that glowed and that had a really awesome perspective and personality to it that can inspire. And that's what I hope Grandma Rose can bring. Just be an inspiration, just her crazy outlook on life, yet positive and fun at the same time. Does that make sense? Anyway, I'm like very passionate about this vlog right now. And I don't know if I'll get these wings even, but we'll see, we'll see. Maybe I have done this look before. Kind of, maybe. Maybe these same colors, I don't know. But yeah, I'm just thinking about my past year. Like it started with friends and then it went to Grandma Rose. And I've been braver with my uploads and the things I post and the things I say and the things I wear and just my everyday life, just trying to be bolder, trying to beat the anxiety. Like I went to Illinois. I slept over. I stayed there, me and my friend, for days. I stayed at my friend's for days and days, it felt like. Well, it was. And I didn't leave. I didn't get sick. I wasn't scared. And then I saw my friend down in Utah before that Illinois trip, and it was the same thing. I stayed there for a few days and I slept the night and I didn't get sick. And when I tried school a few years ago, before we moved here, before now, this was like 2017, you know, I got really, really sick. I didn't sleep for 2 weeks. I was really unhealthy. And I was basically crazy, crazier than I am now, like actually crazy. And it was the scariest thing that's ever happened to me. And that's a whole different story. But just to be where I am right now, like to be able to do what I do, like I know that I don't have it as bad and that there are way worse things than anxiety. I mean, anxiety, I wouldn't wish it upon anybody. I wouldn't. But I also know that there's so many other problems that people have to deal with, and I should be grateful that God gave me, well, I don't want to say that, but I think in a way, you kind of have to be grateful for your trials, or else you'll hate them so much that you'll hate yourself, you'll hate your life, you'll hate other people. You just feel this hate, this despise for the whole entire world around you if all you see is that. And basically, all I've seen my whole life is my anxiety. Even though other people say they can't see it when I tell them about my anxiety, I'm very paranoid that people will see it. And I can be shy, I can be loud, I can be all over the place. And I don't know. The anxiety can make me feel like I'm going crazy. I'm still me, but the anxiety can really outweigh how I come across or who I want to be, if that makes sense. Because anxiety is a control freak. And it's kind of scary how it works. Are we going? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Close up. And I will show you guys a close up of this. Phone. That's my dad. This. Sure. Words. So I showed you the panda, and I'll show you this little cute pouch with this cute little chick on it. And this, I'm almost done, I think. Oops, what's going on here? The perks of being at home, there's humans everywhere, and thus there's noise everywhere. Okay, this is baby lips. Just they're clear. I think it's called quenched, yeah. I'm basically done. Almost, kind of. But, yeah, so with the social anxiety, it makes you comfortable around yourself, but you're uncomfortable with yourself around other people. That should be like a quote. That just came to me, poof. I kind of like that kind of peachy thing. What was that? Too-Faced. I think this is called Angel Tears. Ooh, I'm good. I think that was all I was gonna do. Kind of faster than I thought. I was not expecting that. I almost like my hair like this. Maybe I'll just leave this. It doesn't look good either. Anyway, so with the anxiety, I think there's a difference between shyness and anxiety, and I was so shy for so long, and it was a link with my anxiety, and I think that I've kind of grown out of my shyness, like I'm more myself, and I can feel more me. I can still revert back to like my shy ways, if that makes sense. And I don't know why I feel the need to rant about all these things. I really gotta wash my hands. But I don't know, I felt like it might be kind of interesting to share. So, yeah, I would just love to grow out of my anxiety, and I would love to not be nervous of my speech impediment. I had a stutter, and I say had past tense because one, people don't believe me when I tell them I have a stutter, and two, you can't really detect it anymore, you don't hear it as much, and three, I actually don't have a third thing to say on that. But I don't know. It used to be bad. I don't think anything should be called bad, like a trial should be called bad, because it's that perspective, that point of view, like you hate, and you are so engrossed by something that you just become this person of hate, and it's not healthy and makes you really sad, and it's just not good. But my speech impediment was more obvious, and I know that if I knew I would never stutter or stammer for the rest of my life, like starting today, my anxiety would most likely be gone, because so much of it, the core is the fear that I'll slip up and that my speech will come out and I'll be judged, I'll hate myself for it. It's not so much the fear that other people will find me not smart, or find me stupid, or find me just not as intelligent as I would hope to come across. It's more me being hard on myself, because I feel like I need to come across smart, like for myself. Like I want to, and it's kind of like a conceited thing, but I want to be seen as smart. I want to be proud of how I talk. I want to be seen as an intelligent human being who is well versed and who can put things well said. So again, that's kind of conceited, and I know that there are way worse problems. That's just something that I struggle with and I try to work on alongside my weight. Yeah, that's been really annoying. And I'm going to be on campus now instead of in my sweats doing remote classes like for the past several months and months and months. So on campus with all of the walking back and forth all over the place, and then there's me having to, and I'm still talking, so sorry. I don't know if you're still hanging out here, but yeah, and then there's just the fact that I have anxiety, and anxiety makes my metabolism go extra crazy, and it makes my appetite kind of die. It's more suppressed, and I feel like I'm forgetting a makeup step. I don't know. It's okay. I'll probably take it off pretty soon because it's kind of nice to have that fresh bald face, you know. But anyway, I do try to go to the track. I used to run at the track every single day. Then the past few weeks, maybe the past month or two, I actually kind of had a fallout with that. I did run today. I ran a whole lap, which is a fifth of what I could have done, what I should have done, what my goal was. But I do at least walk the track, and it's just some time to contemplate, think, ponder, whatever, and then I usually bring my phone so that I can watch something, you know, or I guess have my ears in just to hear a good song or something. So yeah. Oh, Tyco and Bombay Bicycle Club are my favorite things to listen to right now. So if you're wondering if you care about my taste in songs, stuff, yeah. So I wish I went slower on my makeup actually, so I wasn't talking so much at the end, but I am. So here we are. But yeah, just trying to have some balance. I don't think I'm gonna write anytime soon. Like, I'll write the occasional line for the occasional poem here and there, but I'm not working on any books right now, though I do have ideas. I have a lot of story ideas and things, but I just need a break, just a quiet time with my brain. I just need to do other things because Grandma Rose, the past year and a half, was a lot of work. She's great. I love her to death. But the character development, the storyline, you have to perfect things, and it can be a very fatiguing experience. So, yeah. So I'm excited for this new semester. I'm excited but nervous. Education is important, friends. So if you're interested in it, I would say go for it. I will probably graduate with no student loans because I've worked my booty off ever since the end of high school with 5 jobs, and I'm doing lawns right now. So we're about to wrap up the season, so my income will stop. Then I'll be a full-time student. That's okay. I think by the time I graduate, I'll be able to say no student loans. My family. Yeah, so there's that. I'm excited to teach. I don't know where I will teach. I like the state of Idaho. Maybe I'll move back home though. I don't know. Maybe back to Washington. Maybe I'll live at home for a time. Yeah, excited to see friends and actually meet people. Just with my anxiety and with the lack of being forced into the social life, you know, like of school. Yeah, I just haven't been really talking to people. Like church is one thing, but it's still not the same as like a classroom where you're forced to talk to people. And yeah, I'm gonna have some of my friends back here for fall semester and then the other semesters to follow. And yeah, I wish I could travel more, but I don't really have plans right now. My plan is to be a student, a full-time student, and that's gonna be a lot. Gonna kind of take it out of me. That's okay. Okay, my camera turns off at a half hour. I'm back, and I'm sorry. Are we going? I think so. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so what was I saying? Where was I? Oh, Canada. I would love to go back to Canada. I haven't been there for years, and I love that place. It's my favorite place on earth. I would also love to go to Disneyland. It's been a long time, and with COVID, it's harder to get there, and you have to wear a mask, and you can't even scream or yell on the rides anymore. So, where is agency in the world? I don't know where it went. Yeah. What else? Just balance in my life, just trying to be productive and work on me. And yeah. So I want to say more, but I think I've said everything there is to say for now. So I should probably get going. Thanks for being here, thanks for listening, thanks for being you, and I hope that you're happy and content, that you are well, that everything is good, and that the things that are not, I would hope that they improve and increase in peace. I don't know if that made sense, and that sounded really, really weird. I hope that tomorrow is a brighter day than today. So, and I'm gonna go before this gets weird. But it's been weird this whole time. So, and here's the look.